Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lineage Breaker Grand Archive TCG Podcast. I am your host, Cam. With me, as always, is Trusty Steve.
Hi, Cam. How are you doing on this Friday?
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm all right. I'm
doing all right.
I'm in some sort of. I don't know.
You're a weird mood.
It's a weird day. I feel weird today. I feel like I've been very low on sleep lately, so I'm a little. We're here.
Maybe go home ttonight and take a bunch of Benadryl and just go to bed.
I gotta get up early tomorrow, dude. I gotta go to a wedding tomorrow.
You have a wedding tomorrow?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Just busy. Just busy stuff.
Well, good luck at your wedding.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting married, everybody. She's right here. Say hello to the bride. No. I just have to, go out and be a human. And that sounds awful. But, you know what doesn't sound awful, Steven?
What?
Grand Archive trading card game.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. We have some Grand Archive trading card game to talk about today.
We do.
We're, it's, is this how people that do heroin feel, Steven?
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah,
usually.
Or no, I hear that's how people that do cocaine feel, right? Is you do the cocaine, and then as soon as you do the cocaine, you want to do more cocaine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. And that's how we feel in regards to the news for Grand Archive. We've had so much over the past couple of weeks, and now we're like, well,
we're at the end of it now.
Back to normal, where we gotta stretch.
You got any more of that?
Yeah, you got any more of that news? You got any more of those tidbits with words, preferably? I like a word.
You got any more of that lore, perhaps?
Yeah, I heard there was a lore article coming out soon, and that was just weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a month ago.
I don't know. Where's the lore?
Where's the
anyways,
lore? Where's more pictures?
This is I think they like it. The audience. Thank you for watching. The developers, they like when we have nothing to talk about because we just start scraping the bottom of the barrel for the copium.
What are we doing here? And
we're mining that copium.
We mine the copium and then they take it and make it into a future set.
True. No, they can't do that. That's illegal. But no. So we have a little bit to talk about today. Of course, Oceania Nationals was last weekend. We have a couple of lovely Silidar tidbits. If you guys aren't following along with Tidbit Season, go find Silidar on X at Silidar. Some more exciting than others. And then we have one very cool piece of art from Distorted Reflections to talk about as we are slowly approaching, Steven, the time when DTR is relevant. We've seen all the MRC spoilers. It's not out yet, but that's, that ship has sailed. We know what's going on. We're just waiting for that to drop on shelves. So now
we're vastly approaching.
Yeah.
Way quicker than I assumed. Spoiler season.
True. It's got to be coming up soon.
It's like, you're right. A couple weeks before Worlds has to be spoiler season, right?
I don't think so. I think it's probably right after Worlds.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because
I just assumed we would have had the full set by Worlds because it's 2 weeks, right?
It's a month.
It's a month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was early July.
Yeah, it's the last week of July. So I think we'll probably get design notes at day 0 at Worlds, and then spoiler season will start when we get back.
Yeah.
So maybe, if we're lucky. If they choose us, maybe we'll have a spoiler or two in our brains before Worlds, but I doubt that the public will have them. So, but we're getting some art. It's art time.
I like art time a little bit more than spoiler time because spoiler time you get the cards and it's oh, these are sick, but art time you get to speculate and speculation is fun.
They love the copium, and I don't think that we can keep our reputation of always being right. We've had a couple of tough ones lately, but as you said, speculation's the fun, right? And so we'll do some wild speculating. But before we get to that, newsy news in the newsy news. Oceania Nationals was last week.
Yeah.
We want to extend a big congratulations to America as a country. We don't really have a whole lot going for us these days. kind of in our villain era. But shout out to the American Grand Archive community for just absolutely decimating Oceania Nationals. Congratulations to True Champion Caben for coming in first place. Huge congratulations to True Champion Terry for getting his Gauntlet invite. I was praying for the boy because the EU one was so heartbreaking. So Terry made it. Congratulations, Terry. And man, what a performance from one TM32. Every person from TM32 that traveled there from California, being Christian, Sean, and Bailey, all made top 8, which is crazy. And of course, huge congratulations to Bailey for getting his Worlds invite on Astra Arizona.
Woo, woo, woo!
Congratulations to all of you gentlemen. And of course, congratulations to the rest of the top 8 as well. But man, that's crazy. It's a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
It's 4 Americans in the top 8 of Oceania.
Yeah.
It's 4 Americans. I see at least 2 people that are from SEA. Both Boy and Zedovics are from
I don't know
from
the
SEA.
other 2.
I don't know the other dude. I think Dragowill's a New Zealand player.
Dragowill is New Zealand, and
so pretty spread top 8 for Oceania Nationals. It was a
I would also like to point out
tough field.
How many Americans are in the top 8?
4.
4? There were 7 at the event.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And of course, Terry got a Gauntlet invite as well. So of the invites, 5 Americans got invites.
So that means
7.
2 Americans missed.
Sorry to whoever you are. We're not going to look up who that is for shaming purposes, but
because they have this like home region breakdown.
Oh, cool!
And I was like, I wonder how many Americans were there. There's 7.
Shout out to Fractal of Insight, which is what we use to look at all of our tournament lists. Very, very useful. But
Caven's just built different. Isn't
that guy's just too good, man.
9-0-3. Like,
that's too good.
Man,
just wins everything. The GOAT for sure. I think for a long time there was a conversation, about who the GOAT is, right? Who the Johnny Magic is, who the the Bob Marr or whatever, right? And I think it's very clearly Caben Schwartzentruber for sure.
Yeah,
just accolades alone. Man wins everything.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed what his Omnidex ID is.
Number 1, I heard.
It's a number 1.
But right, like you can win the first large tournament, and then just like never win anything again. You know that like totally happens. Yeah. But that is not Caben. I think he's 3 cent wins. Yeah. Now a Nationals win as well. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive. So. Good luck to all of the top 4, I think, for Oceania invited to Worlds, and then the following 8 getting invited to the Gauntlet, which is a bit of an interesting conundrum. I saw some people talking about it in the Discords this week, where the Gauntlet setup is like pretty weird, and so I'm curious to see how big it will be. It's strange that, at least as far as we know, Gauntlet invites don't pass down. So let's say that you're True Champion Terry, who now has a Gauntlet invite, right? And North American Nationals is coming up next week. And you, Terry, play at North American Nationals because you do have a Gauntlet invite, but you don't have a Worlds invite, right? So you should be playing to hopefully, make top 8 at NA Nats and just get a direct Worlds invite so you don't have to worry about the Gauntlet, right?
Right.
But let's say that Terry gets 9th place and would be awarded a Gauntlet invite. Unlike Worlds invites, which are passed down, Gauntlet invites are not. So Terry would just like take one of those Gauntlet invites from North America. But if you're playing in the Gauntlet anyways, you're like sort of incentivized to do that, because the less people that are qualified, it's still top 16. So if you like steal enough invites from other regions so that it's like a 24-man tournament instead of a 32-man tournament, you have much better chances of making it into Worlds. So I think it's odd. It's an odd one for sure. I think probably next year we'll see some like slight changes to it. I think it's a really cool system, but it needs to have the kinks ironed out.
I a hot take, think that probably national should be probably region based. Like I don't think.
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, it's cool that you can fly and participate, but like I don't 100% agree that 4 Americans are in the top 8 of Oceania Nationals.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's like. I understand you want your events to be bigger and stuff, and I get all that, but it just feels a little bit weird.
Yeah, I mean that's surely all that it is, right? I think eventually the game will get there.
Yeah. Because like you were saying, like if Terry does, do well,
yeah,
and either gets the World's invite or a Nationals invite, that's one less Oceania player that qualified for the gauntlet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's we'll see. I think with size it'll become harder. I think like if you look at like NA is a great example, right? Obviously it's our biggest region because the game's from North America. And so that is understandable. But the way that they have the invite system set up, that you need like 12 points for North American Nationals, even like a lot of NA players here, it's a struggle to get 12 points. 12 points is a lot. Whereas if you go to like EU, right, I think was literally 6 or maybe 8, where you could like...
It was 8.
You could just like basically get in with your Omnidex points alone. So
just one invite.
Yeah, so I think they might change the system altogether, but like at the very least, if the game grows large enough, or at least if there's enough qualifying events for the other 2 regions, and like let's say the EU was 12 points, right? But the invite cards are locked, and they still are. It would at least be harder for NA people to travel there because you would need a like real amount of EU invites.
Right.
And so hopefully that would help, I think. I also think it would help if they made Omnidex national qualifier points like redeemable, so you can only use them once. So that people, like True Champion that went to all of the nationals, it's also harder for them to do that if you have to only spend those 6 points from Omnidex on one event.
Right.
I think like people like True Champion are an example of like if you are playing at the absolute height of the game and winning as many events as they do, they probably would be able to go to all of the nationals, but like that's a right that they earned.
Right.
But I think it would be harder for like the average player to entertain that.
Right.
Like, we had some friends here that were talking about going to EU nationals just because exactly it was one invite, right, to get there if you're an active GA player. And so I think, hopefully in the future we'll see that sort of spread a little bit. I think SEA was a great showing this year, though. SEA was, I think it was like 300 players or something.
Like that, yeah.
And last year it was maybe a quarter of that.
Right.
And so hopefully we see that growth for Oceania and EU next year, where they just get much larger, and then it is less of an issue. But right. I do agree that it is somewhat difficult that you go to Oceania Nationals and only 2 Oceania players qualified, I think, or at least only 2 top 8. I don't know what the 8 through 12 breakdown is, but
right.
Does feel a little bit bad. But not bad enough, Congratulations to all those people. We're not saying that you didn't earn it. You did surely earn it.
Correct.
Just would like to see some more diversity from the rest of the world. But like, at the end of the day, right? They won fair and square,
Yeah.
Just play better, Oceania.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Win your own invites, dude. I don't know what to say. Should beat Caven. It can't be that scary, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
in my experience, playing against Caven is an actual delight.
Oh, he's a very, very nice opponent.
I played against him in Toronto,
and then he crushes you into the dirt.
Yeah.
But like,
very
nice guy.
Made me feel like terrible about my playability, but
yeah. But nice.
He was very nice.
Had a lovely game. All right, so congratulations to everybody that is going to be competing either in the Gauntlet or at Worlds, and of course, be remiss if we didn't say that North American Nationals is next week. The Lineage Break podcast will be on break, as I will be there doing coverage for North American Nationals. So make sure to tune in to the Grand Archive YouTube channel, youtube.com/Grand Archive TCG. GATCG, I think, not spelled out, where you can find coverage for North American Nationals next Saturday. The 23rd. 4th.
The 3rd is Friday.
That time. And I'll be there. You guys can see me there. So, but yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Top 8 Worlds invites. Top 16, I think. It might be 18. I know it's some sort of weird number. I think it's actually top 18. Gets Gauntlet invites. Well, 9 through 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big deal. We will see what our Gauntlet looks like next week.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting.
But you know what we'll see this week, Steven? Nothing. But a couple of top 16, or sorry, top 6 worlds, 7 through 18 is Gauntlet. Thank you, Mr. Developer Man. Yeah, feels bad to get 7th, for sure. Just don't get 7th, dude. Just like top 8 and win your quarters. That's all you got to worry about. But you know what we will see today, Steven?
Nothing.
Some tidbits, I guess.
So we got some tidbits for you,
yeah.
And we got some art speculation.
Yeah, we'll talk too much about this one piece of art and hope that I can strike fear into the Grand Archive developers in the chat. But before we get there, let's check in with our old pal Silidar.
Yeah.
And see what tidbits we're looking at. He's it's like when you go on vacation and you leave the food out for your cat. You're like going to be gone for a couple days. So you leave some food out so they don't die.
Yeah.
But after a couple of days it gets stale.
Yeah. Well,
that's where we're at. Well, the tidbit number 7 is good.
Yeah. We got tidbit number 7 a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of memeing on it in our chat.
I like this one.
There is a tidbit, DTR tidbit number 7. There is a champion card with a Lineage release ability.
Mm-hmm.
The memeing that we had in our chat was it's just Diana again, and it's copy print but bows instead of guns.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping it's CL.
I think there's 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mr. Silidar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Likes to have some fun,
mm-hmm.
right? And so I think if this is just like Diana is literally copy paste Diana, right? Which would be heinous. I don't think he would tweet this. I think we would not know ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I assume one of 2 things. I think there's 2 possibilities with this one. And the first one is, you're right. It's a sick meme, and like CL has a Lineage release ability because that's like haha funny. It's like it's not Diana, it's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be cool. Lineage release is like such a I think an interesting mechanic. I think especially if you print it at level 2, because it, thank God, encourages like level 3 gameplay
mm-hmm.
and encourages advanced elements if you put your text locked behind your level 3, right?
Right.
And I think Diana was actually like very well designed. I think the only problems that I have with Diana, dude, I can't even remember fucking Diana's title. But the only problems that I have with ALC Diana is like Taser Shot is toxic and like Creeping Torments are toxic, right? But like her champion design is good, I think. Especially her level 1 and her level 2. So like I don't think it would be outrageous that Diana has a very similar ability to old Diana.
I think Taser Shot is only toxic with Shadow's twin.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just like the ability shouldn't exist, right? Like it's obviously better when you do it twice, but
I mean, it's
probably just cursed regardless.
I think it's fine, right? Like,
I think in a game where advanced elements are just like deterministically shit, punishing people for playing level 3 decks is like pretty tough. But anyways, so I think it's possible that this is CL, or I think it's possible that it is Diana, but I would assume it's like super different. I don't think it's going to be just like get a bow or something. I think it will have some divergent text, and it would be cool if you like keep her the Lineage release champion, but you give it like different text or flavor. They're very good at designing champions, so I don't assume it'll just be the same as the other one, but maybe that's part of her identity. Is Lineage releasing your Dianas? I don't know.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if maybe Lineage release Spell Shield yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Way to protect yourself or protect your bow or something. Sort of like how they did Gorgias, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think that one is interesting. But I do think it's probably not the sort of
copy paste.
The sort of obvious answer, which that is the obvious answer. It's like, Diana's gonna be like Diana. Otherwise, why would they tell us that?
Right. DTR tidbit number 8.
Yeah.
Scroll emoji.
Yeah. What's the code for this? Like if you highlight that, what does Apple call that emoji? Scroll.
It's not even letting me.
I don't even know how you do that. I know you can figure out what the emoji is. You might have to copy paste it. No, I don't know. Anyways, it's a picture of a scroll. It just doesn't mean anything to anyone. I think most likely this is in reference to the.
It is just scroll.
Scroll, nice. I think most likely this is in reference to the Divine Relic, because otherwise, who cares? I think.
Yeah.
So it's probably means the Divine Relic is a scripture. So we don't have type scroll yet. So, if you guys have deep pockets, now's the time to buy your Zhaoyun.
There is one Lineage Break Tex who has a book
has
guy
one.
for
Would
you
like
to buy.
Would like to sell it to you at North American Nationals. Yeah, I don't know how to talk about single emoji as a DTR tidbit.
I really love everyone in Siladar's chat. They're all just saying it's Idle Thoughts reprint.
And that's true. I mean, if we're going to, if we should start making predictions about DTR, I think Idle Thoughts will be reprinted.
Both structure decks will have Idle Thoughts in it.
Don't hit me with that structure deck shit, Stephen. We gotta get that out of your brain.
It'll never get out of my brain. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Longer than any of these other games.
We'll get there. How long we gotta go? How many years before we?
Well, it's been 20, so probably a little bit longer.
When you're 50 years old.
Yeah, maybe. When we're 50-year-old men talking about.
Back in my day.
Grand Archive set to 40.
Mastery icon is a scroll, says chat. Is that true? Where do we find the mastery icon? Is there an icon on Kongming? Oh, is it on the type line of the mastery? I can't picture it in my brain.
I'm gonna have to do some research on this.
That would be cool. I really like Champion Masteries. I think.
Please,
I think they're super cool.
Oh man, CL getting a mastery would be so sick.
I think text is cool, but there is a limit. You don't want everything to, speaking of, look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, right, with 56 lines of text. But I do think that Kongming is the coolest. Kongming is the coolest champion they've designed yet, I think, by far. And it is because she has this mastery, because she has so much text, right?
And you know, it makes a lot of
chat is right.
It makes a lot of sense not to say master. One of the champions is mastery.
Because that's too direct.
It's too direct. Yeah. So posting the scroll...
Man hates the direct.
Correct. Posting the scroll makes sense. And then it's paired with tidbit number 7, which is about a champion. So one of the two champions has a mastery. One of the two champions has a lineage release.
It's pretty cool. Masteries are cool, man. Thank you, chat. Those are pretty cool.
I would have never in a million years remembered.
No, me neither. I was playing Kongming last week, and I just don't look at the card. Why would I look down? That's ridiculous. That is interesting. Well, we'll see. I can't even say soon.
Yeah. One Richie in chat asks what we would like to see as the Divine Relic, and I couldn't answer that question. Every time I think I would know what it would be, they give us Mercurial Heart, and I'm.
Yeah, I think at least flavorfully, it's something that we could.
Well, surely it's the Looking
point
Glass.
To. Yeah, I don't know, because the The Looking Glass, at least in like Grand Archive, is this like big portal that they go through, you know, so you can't like put that in your pocket necessarily. But I do think it was easier for like Mercurial Heart, right? It's the Mercurial Heart. Even like in Mortal Ambition, Art of War makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a Alice in Wonderland pilled enough. Chat wants the Vorpal Blade, which is a Alice thing. Is that a you guys will have to tell me if I'm stupid or not, because I'm not up to date with my Alice in Wonderland lore. But like the Vorpal Blade is a like American McGee's Alice thing. I don't know if that's also an Alice in Wonderland thing.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is what they use to kill the Jabberwock.
Oh, okay. Sure. I see. That'd be cool.
Also, shout out to American McGee's Alice. Fucking
banger
of a game.
Banger for sure.
When I was in high school, I was just like, that was all I asked for Christmas one year. I was like, I really want this computer game, please.
That game fucks. Sequel also fucks.
Yeah, I own them both. Those games are sick.
But yeah, that would be cool. Good, sweet Vorpal Blade.
Weird for a set though that's not like a warrior driven.
Mm-hmm. Well, no better time than the present, Steven.
Oh yeah.
To do some speculating on Distorted Reflections. So we did get a really cool piece of art for DTR. It's called
Sovereign Sanctuary.
Thank you. And I want to say before we do any like speculating or whatever about what this card means is, man, just terrific art. This is I'm very happy for Steven. Congratulations, Steven. I'm very happy for our Diana players. Congratulations, Diana players. I'm sad that theoretically the set is not for my classes, just because I think it's so cool. I think it's like all of the art is super me-pilled. This feels very much like I would be shocked in my brain, especially seeing the reaction from the community, which has been overwhelmingly positive on both the setting and the art direction for DTR. If this wasn't our Innistrad, like a very very evocative set, and I think will be a lot of people's favorites. But yeah, we got this sweet art, assumingly of Alice, quote unquote, from public domain Alice in Wonderland.
Correct.
Making a like sort of bubble shield and bubble shielding and or animating teddy bears to do her bidding. They're marching off to war. It looks like it's very cute. Super cool art. I love her design. Big fan of the one striped sock. It's a hot topic look for sure.
I always love the one thigh high, one ankle high.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Titus.
Yeah, and video game characters, like it's really good.
Yeah, super cool. And she is very very cute. But there's kind of a lot going on here as far as what we know for Distorted Reflections, right? Because we don't know a lot. But what we do know, let's start with the facts, then we can start doing some coping. Yes, obviously this is an Alice in Wonderland set. I think it would be ridiculous if Alice wasn't involved in some way. However, until now, we didn't have any confirmation that Alice would be involved in any way. This is assumingly Alice. A, B, C, D, Q. Steve's going to hate it. This character does have a staff, which is not evocative of either of the main classes for the set, either Ranger or Guardian. And it's not like the Diana bait and switch where like it's a staff but very clearly is a bow. This one like seems very staff adjacent, which is either mage or cleric. Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting to talk about. I'm not making this about me.
It's always about Cam.
It's always about me. But I do think it's interesting to talk about that Alice is pretty important in the world, right? Theoretically. And so I'm curious if we think and I'm curious what you think, regardless of classes or whatever. Maybe she's a fucking ranger, maybe she's a guardian. I don't care. I think the important thing to talk about is that I wonder if the reason we're seeing this art, obviously, is because it's Alice. But do you think that when we see characters on pieces of art, this is obviously not a champion card, it has a name, Sovereign Sanctuary. Sometimes that means that they're uniques, like we see uniques like Crimson Tear or whatever is like on a bunch of card art, and then she's unique in the set. But sometimes it also means that it is a champion, probably not in DTR. But my first thought being how important Alice is that maybe she is one of the champions for PTM, that we will see a bunch of art with Alice in this set, like Lubu in Mortal Ambition, and then she will get a champion card in
Weird that you went
PTM.
with Lubu.
Because she got a champion card. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I would have pointed to Gosha.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, that one was just like a little bit more obvious.
Right.
Whereas like this is assumingly from the like color palette is assumingly a normal card. So like it probably won't tell us much based on what the element is. Its class will probably be pretty telling, but or Alice could just be a unique in the set. That's entirely possible.
I'd be very weird for a character so popular as Alice from Alice in Wonderland,
right? In
the Alice in Wonderland set,
to
not be a champion.
Yeah, right. That's how I felt about it too.
I am very, very much in line with that thought process. When I saw this art, the lore possibilities just kept on popping into my head constantly, and I've been like not posting about them because I wanted to do it on the show.
Is this the secret copium?
Yeah.
Oh, even I don't know. I love the secret cope.
So I did a lot of looking at this art. There's a lot of things.
A lot of looking glassing.
There's a lot of things on this art.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
That when you zoom in, there's a lot of details on Alice herself that kind of become indicative of certain imagery.
Sure. I think I see where he's going. Okay,
I think this is CL's like mistress.
Yeah.
I think this is who he'll die for.
I wasn't even thinking about that. And then I saw the like bunny.
She has all the bunny iconography all over her. She has the bunny front and center. You know,
that guy's smart, dude. That's a smart guy. I wasn't even thinking about that.
I'm always thinking about the lore.
He's always thinking about CL.
But yeah, I think this is who CL will die for.
I would die for her too. So
me too.
I get it.
But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that makes sense. He's got the bunny mask. She's got it like on her skirt. She's got it on her
three
ribbon
bunnies
as well.
around her, like almost protecting her.
Yeah, she's summoning her bunny army, which is so good. I love it so much. Okay. Interesting. And I think even more so then, right? Adds to her importance in the in the story. And so maybe that means that she gets a champion card as well.
But obviously, now we step back, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the real copium.
Okay.
This is a guardian card because it is a sanctuary. Domains are a guardian thing. This is clearly a domain. Yeah.
I think you really had a lot of like real points that you made, and then you just said things that don't make any sense.
Yeah,
this is clearly a domain. You can see by the anime girl on it summoning a bubble.
Yeah, and
how many domain arts do you know that have a character on it and it's not a picture of just a place? do you know any of those? Is there any of those that exist? This one right here, yeah. True. Yeah. I don't think I'm with you on that one, but no. That is very smart. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah,
the moment I saw it, I was just like looking, and I was like, "There's a lot of bunny stuff on this," and I know one bunny.
It's true. It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, he's her sort of like guardian or whatever. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And interesting. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's pretty telling. I assume we probably won't see this card for a long time because I think it is pretty telling. Like if we even knew the types on this card, it would give us a lot of information.
When it's guardian cleric, we're like, oh, okay.
Right. But like that's a great example, right? Like if it's a guardian / cleric card, that makes it much less likely that she is a champion, right?
Correct.
Because like they give it a split class bonus, but it's supposed to be for CL, and that is totally possible. So yeah, I think that the typings would give a lot away, but I do think it's super interesting. I love the little rabbits.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first one that was like very white rabbit. It was a little angry face.
Yeah.
It was like,
You ready for this? Here's my giga copium. All right, the permission to cope, sir.
Permission granted.
Okay. Alice is a champion. For PTM. Now, the first thing that I thought of course, because we're always thinking of clerics, which could be mage as well. Again, that part's not super important. Is we have some elemental requirements to meet, provided that she is a champion. And the thing that I think fits, at least with this art the most, is Neos.
Yeah.
Because she's making little buddies.
Yeah.
She makes little teddy bears.
Which would be
super cool.
So devastating for me.
Yeah.
Because then I would like, oh, I just bought all this Umbra CL stuff, and then like, oh, hey, 4 months later, I know you like Neos. Gotta buy all this Neos stuff now.
Makes little teddy bears.
Mage Neos sounds
cool.
Interesting.
That'd be very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Neos is back creation, right? So,
yeah.
And that's what I thought of when I saw her little buddies that she seems to be animating. Right. Like if you look at the also, like, worth noting, I guess, I don't know what the significance is, but it is very clear that she has these 3, and chat, Steve, tell me, I don't know, what do we call teddy bears that are rabbits? Like, that is a thing.
They're just
for sure.
rabbits.
Yeah, but I don't, they teddy rabbits?
They're stuffed animals, is the proper term if you want. They're stuffies.
Stuffies. So she has these 3 bunny stuffies that are animated, that seem to be moving on their own, and yeah, they're sort of in a formation where they are
like
protecting Alice, which looks like that. But notably, either animating them or not, there are 2 teddy bears that are floating in the background that she is sort of like bubble shielded, but those are not animated. She's only animated the rabbits, which I don't know what the significance of that is, but it is clear.
Maybe she like throws the teddy bear, like the bunnies protect her, and then she throws.
Oh,
the
sure,
teddy bear.
she's like flinging them.
Yeah.
I see. It's pretty cool. There actually used to be called Alice Rabbits. Hey, thanks, chat. See, chat's always way smarter than I am. Thank you. That makes sense because that's probably her name. Maybe they don't call her Alice, but she's very clearly Alice. I mean, they could just like choose a different name.
They could choose
but
a
like
different
she's
name.
Obviously evocative of that character.
There's no way that is not Alice.
But yeah, I think it's super cool. This is like, I really like this. I really like this. You know those.
This is my favorite thing.
Thank you. Yeah, the Markiplier meme. Yeah, this is my favorite thing for sure. I really really love this this art style, and we were talking about America McGee's Alice or whatever, which I really like, and I do enjoy this this world for sure. So I'm excited to see more, and I have a thing that sits forever in the back of my head that's like going to bother me forever, that at Ascent Seattle, which I was not at, but one Lineage break, Sean was there and had a conversation with Silidar, where Sean told him that I was excited for everybody else but happy that I wasn't going to have to spend any money. And Sil said to him, that's what he thinks. And so that just like, sits in the back of my brain forever.
Yeah. But then
when
Alice the Mage comes out and you have to buy her.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if she's like a unique, right? Like, she's so cute. I want to buy them. We'll see.
Alice CSR.
Surely. If she's not a champion, 100%.
Yeah. Well, this
I guess either way.
Yeah, right? This character will have a CSR.
Will have a CR variant for sure. Yeah. In some
maybe
way.
Even she is the CUR if she's unique.
And I think that is possible, that maybe she's just a unique ally and she doesn't get a champion, which is I think totally reasonable. But she is so important that she is the one that gets a CSR treatment and a CUR treatment.
Right.
Because, it's Alice, for God's sake.
Right.
which, oh man, I hate that. If it's a unique, that is so miserable. I'm going to blow my brains out. So then you can just never have the playset. It's a CUR? No way. Fucking more money than God.
Well, we know that it's also getting a CSR, so you're fine.
No, I know. But, like, gotta get the best one, right? That's how it works. Buy nice or buy twice, you know? That's what they say. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think you will be spending the money on a CUR main deck card.
I might buy one, yeah. I think if it was a CUR that I was, like, really, really enamored with, I would probably buy one.
What if she's, like, giga broken, though? And you, like, need a playset for any deck she's in?
Yeah, it's tough.
Are you only going to buy the one?
I think I buy 5. I think that's what I would do realistically. Like buy 4 CSRs and then one CUR because it's nice, which is still a shit ton of money. Yeah, I buy 5 CURs.
I was like, what is he smoking?
Because like you buy a playset of CSRs and like at most it probably costs you like
$2,000
at most, yeah, and that's if it's like really good. And like the CUR itself is probably like $2,500. So there's no way I can spend $10,000 on a fucking playset of a main deck card. Shoot myself, I don't make that much money. We'll see. Hopefully that's not the case, but I would love for her to be a champion. I think that would be great. And then if she's a CUR, that's a lot more stomachable.
Yeah.
To buy the single copy. I feel bad for Lubu fans, you know?
Yeah.
At least Lubu is a card that you like probably shouldn't play a playset of because it's not very good. But like if you're doing the Lubu thing, if you're like, I'm playing a Lubu deck with the intention of flipping my Lubu, you probably do want to play a playset. It's just like impossible to have a max rarity deck, you know? I think main deck CURs are tough, and I hope we don't do those very often. I don't know, Steve. How do you feel? You let me know. I think there's 2 schools of thought, right, when it comes to Giga collector rarity cards, because I think Lubu I think was a good fit because she's like not very playable, so it's like basically just a collector's card, and I think that's a good idea. However, it does feel bad for people who are like super big fans of that card that like having a playset is virtually impossible.
It doesn't have CSR?
No, just CUR. But I think that same thing about Shadow Reaver, where like I think it's a better fit for a CUR because you only need one, but it also feels bad for Tristan fans that don't have $3,000 that they can't complete their lineage without the CUR.
Right.
So I don't know. How do you feel about that in theory?
I feel like
I think Kongming was actually a pretty good idea. Yeah. I come back on it a lot, but I think Kongming was a pretty good idea.
Collector rares are, you know, for collectors, right?
Sure.
So like I think that if you are trying to do it because you are a collector, I think the price tag, you know, defends itself.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to have it for shiny or whatever, like I don't know. I'm kind of on the side where like I agree with the collector rare being like a material deck card, so you only need one,
right? And
it comes with a higher price tag.
Yeah,
but you know you can always save up for it and buy one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For the main deck cards, I wouldn't want to see a playable
right
like CUR. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Because then you know you're at that like you said $10,000 to complete
if you wanted to do the thing,
and there's only 72 of them.
Yeah, you only what is that 25 fucking people or whatever can do that 20 less than that. Jesus,
was it? Yeah,
like 15 people.
Yeah,
15 times 4 60.
Yeah, so
it's like 17 people or something.
Yeah, to have a play set.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah.
Right. I'd much rather have 72 people have
one of them.
One. And it's not even 17 people with a playset, right? Because you got to think of the top.
Not all of them are opened either.
Not all of them are opened. The ones that do get opened, the $3,000 is a lot of money.
The silver players are holding on to some amount of them. Yeah.
Because you need at least
two
if right.
Yeah,
like that's how that works.
The new trend. Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
I think Kongming, Tristan, good direction.
Yeah.
Lubu, good direction.
Yeah.
Any playable main deck card.
It's a little too scary, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully she is a champ.
Yeah.
From
We haven't seen the set,
Yeah.
and we know that there's 2 structure decks, right?
Yeah.
There could just be a 3rd champion.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the main
yeah,
set.
yeah. It's I think the reason why I made this post on Twitter, the reason why I've sworn off the copium and we've immediately broken it, obviously, because that's why you guys watch the show. Thank you for watching. It's just mostly because it's so hard to predict what they're gonna do. Because like every time, like I try to, we try to do things analytically, Steve and I, and we try to be like, oh, they did this in the past, which therefore means that this is the most likely scenario, which is true mathematically.
Correct.
But like they just subvert expectations every time. So like who fucking knows? Like it is just as likely that this is a unique ally as it is that there is 7 new champion lines in DTR. Like who the fuck knows, right? Like that is insane.
Every class is represented in the DTR
every
block.
class has a new full line champion. It's a 600 card set. Like who knows? Well, I guess that
2
part
sets,
we do know,
right?
but yeah, right.
It's so you give us 4 in one and then 3 in the other.
Right.
Or 3 in this one and then 4 in the other. 2 Recos, 2 in the main.
Who knows? So yeah, we're very excited to see. I agree with you what you said earlier in the episode that like art season is super fun, but all art season does is make me just like
it makes the need for the set.
It makes the waiting feel longer for sure, and I get it. Good job marketing, weebs. Whatever, but
the good thing is I just like don't pay attention to it.
I do.
Like that's why
it's like seething at all.
This
moments.
is why I don't go into like Merlin's and like main chord as much as everyone else, because I would be at that point because of how my brain works.
I'm feverish.
Right, I would be like that all the time, and I don't want to be like that. I just like
not good.
Put my attention to other things. I'm like, I'll play Final Fantasy for a bit. Oh, did you guys see the new Magic stuff? It's pretty cool.
I don't do that.
I know. You just hyper focus on the game.
I just like seethe and wait. But hey, Steve, it's coming up soon.
Yeah. We're about 2 months away.
We're from DTR launch, give or take, like 9 weeks. But from
spoiler season,
the World Championship, Steven, it's only like Jesus
4 weeks.
I think it's is it 5 weeks from today? I think it might literally be 5 weeks from today because it's not the last.
It's the 23rd.
Is it the 27th of June, chat?
Yeah,
it is, right?
It's the 25th to the 30th because that's the hotel block
right.
that we have.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. 6 weeks away is the World Championship. So it's coming up, man.
Yeah, gotta book our tickets.
That's true.
Flights.
But I think at Worlds we will probably get design notes and we'll get all of the information. Unfortunately, as far as this Alice copium goes, probably won't get that.
Right.
Like obviously we'll get like Diana and CL, and maybe if they're real kind to us, they'll show us some secrets. I remember I'm trying to walk my memory back to MRC. When did we see Shadow Reaver? It was like really early.
Yeah, it was. I think it was one of the first ones we saw.
Right. Like
I think the first art we saw was Penumbra Waltz. To be fair, but I think, or maybe that was after Shadow Reaver.
When did we see Lubu? I'm trying to think. Usually they put out the CUR pretty early, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't remember when we saw Lubu.
I thought it was pretty early. I don't know, chat. You can remind us, but we won't stay here reminiscing about sets past. Unfortunately, chat, that's about all we have. Lubu was in a dev stream. Yeah, I'm not sure which one. Holiday stream, maybe. Unfortunately, that's all the newsy news we have. Hopefully by the 2 weeks that we see you, we have more DTR tidbits to talk about, maybe some more art. They do like the slow drip of art. Maybe we get some art nationals, who knows. A reminder for all of you out there in YouTube land that are watching the show, hey, thank you. But also next week we will not be here, as North American Nationals will be happening. So make sure to tune in to North American Nationals next weekend on the Grand Archive YouTube channel. If you want to catch us here for the show, we do the show every Friday, except for that one, at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Asterisk.
And if you want to catch the last week's episode, we put that up on the YouTubes on Monday, 2 p.m.
Asterisk.
Eastern Standard Time.
Asterisk.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks, of course. If you're going to Nationals, make sure to say hi. Good luck to everyone that is playing at Nationals. Good luck to all of our copers out there that are excited for teddy bears. Any final words, Steven?
Good luck to all our friends that are playing in Nationals, and congratulations to True Champion and to TM32 for doing so well at Oceania Nats.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We will see you 2 weeks from now. News in tow, I promise.
Bye, guys.
Woo.
Woo.